Gather around, everybody, for another story time with the creepy freak. This is another story from my ex-boyfriend told to me personally. This equally terrified and shook me, and I still sometimes sleep with the light on when it springs to mind. I would really rather forget it. It's a fairly simple story, but sometimes those can be the scariest. John told me that when he was about 10 years old, he was sleeping in his bedroom, which is on the 4th floor of a block of flats. It is not on the same level as any form of balcony or means by which a person can stand on the outside of his window to enter. I saw it myself, as when I was with him, he still lived in his childhood home. So this night he said he woke at 3 a.m. to what he thought was someone trying to open his bedroom door. It took him a minute to realize it was actually someone trying to get into his window. Bear in mind, there is no possible way for anyone to enter that way. John gets up, confused, rubbing his eyes, and opens the curtains, not quite putting 2 and 2 together. There shouldn't be anyone at the window. On pulling back the drapes, he sees 3 women flying in the air. He said they were horrific looking, scraggly hair with faces that didn't quite keep to one appearance. They shifted between terrifying grimaces and had hatred in their eyes. In shock and fear, he jumped back and tried to hide in his bed. Instead of staying outside the window, they were suddenly in his room. They huddled over his bed and began whipping him with what John said seemed like sticks or small branches. And all he said he could hear was laughing. As he felt the pain on his body, he realized he had to do something. So he managed to get up and run into his mother's room. She didn't believe him until he pulled up his pajamas and showed her his legs. They were covered in scratches. John doesn't know what happened that night. He refers to the 3 women as witches. His mother's family are Dominican, and he would tell me a lot of stories about people putting curses on his family. Could this have been the result of black magic? He doesn't know, but it absolutely terrified him, and I was scared to death when he told me. And whenever I think about it, I have to not look at the window, and I have to hide my face under my covers. Scary story.